So we no longer have these pillows in our living room because he literally got into the pillow, took this fluff out, shoved it in his mouth so fast. I'm begging him to take it out, trying to get it out. He swallows it.
Well, yesterday could have been the day, we talked about this a lot, could have been the day that we both were killed at the same time.
Yeah, it's scary.
Like, it could have been the day yesterday.
Yes, I said I wasn't going out, and I told you to go out.
Oh, gosh.
But then all the kids literally had so much fun this weekend. They were all running in different directions. I tried to put Cal in the pool. He was in there for about 45 minutes, and then he just wasn't having it. So I gave him a bath. You took Trey to the baseball fields, and then I texted you and I said, the babysitter's coming at 4.
One thing Melissa said yesterday morning, hey, I'm not going out today. The weather's beautiful. You go meet up with your buddies, have a beer, whatever. Enjoy.
Right.
Boy, that changed so quick. She's like, nope, we're done. Everybody's done. The kids all got what they want this weekend. We're going out.
Well, I tried to put him in the pool. I mean, I really wanted him to spend time outside. Like I said, it was 45 minutes, but he just wanted to chill inside. So
we're sitting at this spot, right? And all of a sudden, now this little restaurant is right on the Intracoastal.
Right.
So there's the Intracoastal Waterway, there's the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, there's just a little strip of land. It's an island. We're sitting on this island. And these 5 or 6 police cars come racing by. Well, what we didn't know is a car went by first, sped by.
Right.
Right? The wrong way. It's a one-way street.
They were going the wrong way on a one-way.
The wrong way. It's a one-way road.
Yes.
And, I mean, right by this patio we were sitting at.
Yeah, it was like zoom, zoom, zoom.
I mean, it was so bad after they all drove. There was like 5 or 6 cars. It was so bad after they all went by. You could smell the burning rubber on the patio. Like, that's how fast they were going from their tires.
I know. I was gonna say, is something burning?
It was.
But now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could smell the dust and the burning rubber and everything going by. I'm telling you. And then, so come to find out, so we go to this other place. We walk to this other place.
Well, I want to say, okay. Then you can look down and see the other side of Gulf Boulevard, and then cops coming in the opposite direction. Like, these cops were going south. The other cops were coming north. Yeah. There was a helicopter.
They put a helicopter in the air to chase this car. This was like, it was like a war zone. I mean, it was unbelievable.
It was scary.
Come to find out, so this guy robs somebody, steals their car like 20 miles north of us.
Yeah.
Gets on this road called Gulf Boulevard, which just runs right next to the Gulf of Mexico for like, I don't know, 40, 50 miles. From like, I don't know, Clearwater Beach to St. Pete Beach, whatever. Just is speeding down this road, going the wrong way, jumping curbs, hitting cars, like running into things. I mean, this is going on for miles and miles and miles. And literally this patio where we go all the time collided with a police officer's car. Could have easily gone into that patio where we sit all the time. I mean, was right next to it.
Yeah.
He smashed up a police car there. Then he jumps out. And he
because the airbags came out and everything. This car's smashed.
Yeah, car's ruined. He jumps out, runs up to some guy sitting in his Mustang, throws the guy out of his Mustang, gets in his car, and starts doing the same thing he was doing, then realizes he's not going anywhere, can't get off the island, ditches his car into the mangroves.
It caught on fire.
Catches on fire. The car's half in the water. He's like, I have nowhere to go. So he jumps into the Intracoastal Waterway and starts swimming. And then the police got him.
It's unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. But literally, and by the way, when he crashed that police car, the crosswalk was going off. The lights on the crosswalk. There were people in that crosswalk.
I know. There's so many people that even walk where you shouldn't be walking. You know, and then bikes, like people on bikes and stuff. But he was speeding so fast. The police had to speed so fast. It was so scary. And then seriously, there's caution tape everywhere. This poor family's car got hit. They had kids, and they had to stay there because they were investigating the whole scene. Yeah, they're like, we literally are staying 5 minutes up the road, and we can't leave.
Yeah, they're not gonna. I mean, the fact that nobody was seriously hurt is really unbelievable. So we're sitting out there, and we always talk about on the podcast, like, what are we going to do? You know, like if something happened, who would take care of Cal? What would it be like for him, for the other kids, like for everything? And I'm sitting there yesterday and I'm going, holy, this could have been the day. Like that car could have easily come plowing in to that little side patio area easily and wiped out so many people. Like it's amazing it didn't happen as fast as that guy was going. And there's nothing that could have stopped it. He could have just gone in there and it would have just, that's it.
I know. And the craziest thing is, I know everyone says, well, this doesn't happen in our area, but seriously, things like this don't typically happen around here.
Yeah. Well.
But anyways, we don't know who would take care of Cal. That's a scary thing.
That's
like, who's going to have the patience that we have? And the answer is no one. You know?
I'm running through like lists of names in my head and it's very short. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like you start thinking about it and you just go, gosh.
Yeah, our other kids are easy. But like the patience for him, I mean, it's hard.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just, and we were even saying yesterday, okay, so what happens last night? The car comes careening into the little side patio where we are. We're dead. We're done. You know, at like probably 9 o'clock, the babysitter's probably going to call her parents, who are our neighbors, and say, hey, Mark and Melissa, they haven't even called. They're not here. What's up? They'll probably start calling us. You know what I mean? And then at some point, I don't know, somebody will figure it out.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. I think about that.
No, I know. It's scary.
And I'm like, well, then like, what happens that night?
Oh, my gosh. Can we stop talking about this?
You're the one who said to talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I mean, I just wanted to say what happened.
Oh. But, I mean, you got to think about that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Because these accidents happen all the time. All the time. Like, you always hear about stuff like that happening.
I know. Well,
you don't want to think about it?
No. Hopefully nothing happens to us.
I
mean, gosh.
I agree, but I'm just like, geez. I mean, it's because it's not like the other kids. They would be able to go on and do what they do.
I know.
It'd just be very different. But again, we talk about it too. That's why we try to eat healthy, why we try to, whatever,
right.
Extend life.
Exactly.
Today he's starting a new thing today.
Yep. His OT, PT, and speech.
Yeah, and so this is,
we're going to leave here in like an hour.
Yeah, he's not going to school at all today.
No, so he's going to do a full day of therapy, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. I mean, it's very needed and necessary. So instead of going to school and having a hard time, like he has a hard time at school. This is going to be focusing on OT, occupational therapy, PT, which is physical therapy, speech, 9 to 12, back-to-back, 3 hours.
Why don't we call speech? Why isn't it? Everything else is. Why isn't speech ST?
Well, it is.
Oh, it is?
I just don't say it.
You don't say it, yeah.
I don't say it.
I know.
I don't know why. I don't say it. It is ST.
Yeah.
And then he'll have a 2-hour break. So we'll drive home, and then he has ABA from 2 to 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day because it comes home and then Lolo's here for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long day, but it's very focused. He's going to be playing for a lot today. It's good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, you're really excited. I'm bummed out that he's going to be missing school every week, but...
on Mondays, I'm not.
Yeah.
I really don't love school right now for him.
Yeah, you got really cold on school.
I mean, I would do full-on therapy if I could right now. I don't think I don't know. Like I said, it's hard when there's nonverbal kids in his class and he's talking and they're not responding. Like, that's hard for him. He doesn't understand. Think about if he says something to you and you don't respond back. You have to respond. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of times where I pick him up and his arm's full of bite marks. He's frustrated.
Yeah, so maybe he's just not, maybe he feels like he's being ignored.
Yeah. I mean, and the teachers are really focused on some of the more severe kids. He's in an all ASD class. There's 9 kids. But if there's more severe ones than him, then that's where the focus is going.
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, that's, there's other things going on in those classrooms, and so they're trying to, keep, I mean, first off, they're trying to keep people safe, right? Like, that's an issue, too. But I do get worried sometimes, too, because in the beginning they were like, oh yeah, well he puts everything in his mouth, and we're really having to watch him because he's trying to like put things in his mouth, and I'm like, right, because he's probably not getting any attention, so he'll do anything he can to get it. And so whether it's biting or putting everything in his mouth, but then eventually like that's really dangerous. But I understand what the teachers are saying, like, there's only a couple of us, and we've got some kids in here that really need full-time attention. But then it goes back to what we've said before. Okay, well, can you let their therapist come to school?
Let his and switch him to a blended classroom. Let his. He's very social, and he's very social, but he has a hard time with doing table work.
Sitting in one place for an extended period of time. Yeah.
So that's something he's going to learn at this facility today, doing OT. They will sit down and do table work. He needs to learn how to do the pencils and like color and all that, and he doesn't like to do that stuff. So this is one-on-one focus. I think it's really going to help him in school. So,
well, it's good. I think that's good. And again, it was hours of paperwork, phone calls that you had to do to even set this all up.
Oh, this took weeks.
Weeks.
I had to do the evaluation, then they had to get it authorized, and
then when you were going through it, like there was no guarantee that you were going to get it done. There was no. I mean, they could have easily said, "Hey, right now this isn't going to work for us."
Well, and I guess it's really hard to get what I got where I'm doing 3 hours back to back.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they either could have said, "Hey, this won't work for us," or you can bring them on Thursday afternoons for 30 minutes, and that's all we have right now.
Right.
Which really probably would not have been worth it. So.
No, because I'm driving like 20, 25
exactly,
minutes.
And then just, walking him in, walking him out, and the next thing you know, 20 minutes goes by and it's time to go, because some of those places do that. They're like, oh, well, we could do a 30-minute session every other week. It's like, I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to take him, and I don't have to stay the whole time, so I'm going to go to the gym, but my blood pressure's already rising because I'm going to have to tell them, like, please do not leave him unattended at all. Like, I can't let him get out of the building.
Well,
he has to be watched.
They're not going to. Why would they leave him unattended?
I don't know. Like, if they're like switching between therapists. He does put anything in his mouth.
Well, that's the big thing that you need to tell them. I mean, to me, that's the thing that that's like number one. I mean, he's not getting out of that building. The number one thing is he will put everything in his mouth. I would actually ask, what is he going to be using today? And you may have to say, there's no way he can be around that.
Yeah, so the problem I run into with a new therapist is they bring, for instance, like to string some beads on a string, okay? He can't have the beads because he will put them in his mouth and he will choke. But they think because he's 4.5, he can do these things, and he can't.
They don't.
I'm actually going to say, developmentally, he's like a 2.5-year-old. And that's how I treat him.
But I think people go, okay. I mean, they're just going to go, okay, cool. He's 2.5 years old.
Treat him like a 2.5-year-old instead of a 4.5-year-old.
They don't. Everybody's going to treat a 2.5-year-old differently. You say that to people, and I'm just like, they have no idea what that means. I would say, show me what he's going to be handling today, and just say yes or no.
Yeah,
I've got to do that with his therapist here all the time. I'm like, nope, that can't come out. Nope, that can't come out. That can't come out, and it bothers them because they think I'm holding him back, and it's like I'm not trying to hold him back. The problem is that today and tomorrow and the next day, I don't want to deal with choking. So you let me, you can blame me for holding him back, but that is too small. Well, we're going to teach him not to do it. You're not. I'm telling you, you're not. Because he's going to put it in his mouth, and we're going to have a problem. And you're going to beg him to take it out in the next 30 minutes of our day because, we're here in our house. Everybody's going to be involved with begging him to take this thing out of his mouth. And I think the more you do that, the more he goes, oh, so this is how we get attention. I'm like, nah, just keep that stuff away.
He's so fast, and he literally would shove everything in his mouth, and you can't get him to take it out.
And I try to. He's not a dog. Like, he's not a dog where you can train to do this, to do that. He knows not to do it. He already knows. He's doing it because this is part of his seeking. Like, he already knows. Like, when the dog knows not to do something, the dog doesn't do it. He's doing it for other reasons, It's not about training him. He already knows not to do it. He's doing it because he's seeking your attention. So, you figure that part out, and we may have figured out autism.
Well, probably a month ago, 6 weeks, whatever. The family was in the living room watching football. He was seeking So we no longer have these pillows in our living room because he literally got into the pillow, took this fluff out, shoved it in his mouth so fast. I'm begging him to take it out, trying to get it out. He swallows it. He swallowed the fluff.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, like that can go through his system and come out, you know? I mean, there's kids that swallow pennies and stuff. Luckily, none of ours have. But I'm like, okay, he'll be fine. But he was so upset that he swallowed it because he knows he's not supposed to, that it led on to a huge meltdown. A huge meltdown.
I know. That's what I'm saying today. It's like there are going to be things in that room. Like there's going to be things where they're gonna want him to do that it's just going to be not worth it. And say, I'm sorry, he can't do that. Like he's going to shove all these in his mouth. I ask people too, like, do you want to deal with a choking kid today? Like, do you just, why does it have to be part of your day? Like he can't have these things. And
yeah, so
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take one of his toys, the smallest thing that he's allowed to play with, and just carry it with me and tell people this is the smallest thing he can have. So whatever you're going to like integrate with him today, measure it up against this. If it's smaller than this, it cannot be around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I just don't understand. It's like, I want to look at people and go, look, this is the real world. I know that you're doing this whole like, oh, we can get him there to not. It's like, no. You're not going to get him there. That's not. And I don't even want that. I already know what he's going to do, how he's thinking, and he's in a new place. So there may be some lashing out because he's in a new place, or maybe a new person's not going to give him the attention that he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's going to be some new. I mean, listen. The reality is that you might walk in there, he might be there for 5 minutes, and you might be leaving with him today, just depending on how he acts. We say this that's autism, right?
Yeah, he decides.
You may be home in a few minutes and be like, I think I'm just going to take him to school. I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, like the pool yesterday, he was trying to grab handfuls of dirt and stick it in the pool. He was trying to get shells and put it in his mouth. It's stuff like that where I like just have to take him away from the situation because he's not going to listen.
And this has been going on, year after year with all that stuff. It's like going around to the pool, going around the side of the house grabbing dirt, going around the side of the house grabbing the shells. It's just like, and this is why I try to tell those people, oh, well, we can get him out of that. We can get him not to do that. No, that's you don't understand that he's been doing this his entire life. Like that's just something he's going to do so that when he's seeking attention, he's going to go grab that stuff. And there is, I mean, maybe one day he won't, but it's not going to be because we sat there with him for hours and hours every day. And every time he grabbed a shell, like grab his hand or something like that. Like that's not that. Here's what I'm saying. It's not worth our time. You know what I mean? To like sit there and spend years of our life to try to get him not to do that.
Yeah, it's just a part of him seeking that day.
Yeah, he's just going to seek something that day. The shells are going to be there, and he's going to go and grab it. I mean, that's just part of what I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's not like a dog. I mean, you sometimes you just have to say, listen, that's going to happen. So what do? We bring him inside. Like we're going to get him out of this situation.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you don't want him to put small things in his mouth? We don't have small things around. I mean, it's that easy. Like
we have none. I mean, the kids come home from school with these little trinkets, and I'm like, well, that's going in the trash.
Right in the trash.
Like literally, right in the trash.
You should see their faces. Like they get crushed sometimes. They're like, "Oh, we got this in school today." I'm like, "Let me see it." "Oh, nice." Right in the trash. I'm like, "You should not have brought that in the house." And their faces are like, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Sorry."
But yes, don't grab that out of the treasure bin. Like your brother is going to choke on it. It's not even worth having.
We'll bring like little pieces of like hard candy or something. I'm like, "Oh, well, it looks good." Right in the trash. I'm like, first off, you shouldn't be eating this crap. Second off, your brother gets that and he's gonna choke. And they're like, their eyes are like wide open. I'm like, no, get out of here.
I know. I don't even really like him having lollipops because I just don't trust him with the chewing and stuff.
It's not worth. I always say I don't want to deal with an emergency today. Like, and for what?
I know.
Like,
I get it.
Even sometimes the therapists, I know they forget, because they've got all these kids and they're trying to do the best they can. Like they'll come in and I'll be like, what's that? And they're like, oh, this is, and I'm like, right, I know it's a little plastic spider. I can see it. I'm like, but why? Oh yeah, he'll probably put it in his mouth. I'm like, not probably. Like, that thing's going in his mouth. Like, this, But they forget. Like, it's just, and I understand that too. But hey, this is also part of our job as a parents.
To step in.
To step in, and that's part of our job is we have to be oversensitive. Like, we are the filter, right? Like, for me, I always say that we're the filter. Things have to come through us so we can decide, like, what's going to be best for them and the whole situation.
Right.
And the therapist, I think most of them actually appreciate it because they always say, you guys are so involved. Like, you guys are on it. Like, you're paying attention. We're like, when the therapy sessions are going on, we let them do their thing. We're not in the room staring at them and stuff like that because they say some parents are. Like they feel like they can't do anything.
Yeah.
We're not involved. We're not like that, Now, when they want us involved with an activity or something, of course we do it. But we let them do their thing, but we're around. So when there's something happening and they may need us, it's like, hey, I'm here. Everything good? Do you need me to get this? Do you need me to get? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And they like that.
Yes.
So it's. But at the same time, I don't know. It's just it's so balanced. We talk about all the time the balancing act, and
I know. I gotta go, man. This is gonna be a fast one today. I gotta go get him ready, and we have to go drive 25 minutes.
What time's his new thing?
It's at 9.
And then you're dropping him off. And you're going to tell them about...
I'm dropping him off and being very anxious about it.
And you're going to tell them about...
and I'm going to call 3 times while I'm gone.
And you're going to tell them about...
Not choking.
Yes.
And the little things. And then...
Yeah.
If he needs his diaper changed and all that. I'm going to bring a snack for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't... you are very nervous, I can tell.
Ugh, I am.
Yeah, but why? I don't know. This is a place that does this. Like, this is what they do.
Yeah, I know. It's just a new place for him, and I'm dropping him off.
Yeah, you don't. If you get there and you don't want to leave, you don't have to leave.
Well, I also don't want to sit there for 3 hours. So.
I know, but you can sit there for an hour so that you feel comfortable, and then you know what I mean.
Well, I think it's pretty close to the gym, so I think I might go sign up for the gym, go back and check on him.
I thought you already signed up for the gym.
No, I have it all set up, but I have to actually fill out the paperwork.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you could sit there as long as you want, and then if you don't feel comfortable leaving, then don't leave.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
He makes me very anxious. All the time.
This place is not this place because like these bad things happen. That's what you have to tell yourself.
No, I know. And it's actually a very safe facility. Like there's different rooms for different therapies and there's a play area. The doors are actually locked because I remember last time I had to get out and they had to let me out.
Here's the thing. They probably know more than us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they probably have more things figured out than we do. Not Cal specifically, of course, but I'm just saying that in general what they're doing. Like they probably have it all figured out.
I know. It is very safe.
Yeah.
So, and
well, don't leave if you don't feel comfortable.
No, it's fine.
I'm just saying, you have control. You have the power.
Well, and it also depends on his mood. I mean, if he's not having a good day, then I can't leave. So
I think everything will be great. And then I think what you're going to do is you'll go to the gym. You'll have a great workout. You'll pick him up. He'll be good. And all will be well.
I think he'll like it and he'll be happy. But like I said, it depends on his mood today. So.
All right. Well, if you can, grab some video of him walking in.
Okay.
So, and then people can jump on our Facebook and Instagram, see the reels of him walking in, see the videos of him walking in.
All right.
Or see what it's like. Maybe some video of him doing his new thing, his new OTPTST.
Yep.
All right. You can link to all their social channels at dailyautism.com.